Tell the damn truth and secure the damage. Let me tell you. Yeah, they tell me I should talk about it. Well, come on, let's talk. Let's talk about it. I don't care if you're complaining, cause your favorite driver on TV has already been bought. Already then, let's talk. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. With myself, Chaz Thompson. We got some guy in here who drives these racy cars. And that is a big-ass seat. Damn, they got it bowed out for you. Is it comfortable in there, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's roomy enough.
Because a lot of these sprint cars, they're contained. Like, you're tight in there. That one looks like I could get in it and be a little loose, you know?
I mean, be fine.
That is, what kind of seat? Who does that seat right
That's
there?
That's a LaJoy.
A LaJoy?
Yeah.
So, was it custom for you?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. I'm pretty wide, so.
What do you think of those LaJoy
space.
seating systems? Are they all that are they worth the price tag though? Because I hear the price tag isn't cheap on those damn things.
No, they're not. I mean, I've had these.
They're definitely not the same price as this beer on Cinco de Mayo.
That's right.
Sure.
I mean, it's not a Corona.
The mountains are not. Well, they are kind of light blue, but who knows? You know.
Hey, it's been in the ice for 2 days now. Come on.
Well, they should be royal blue, but they're not. I guess it's the Freemasons, you know, Colorado. Anyway. So the LaJoy seat, you got that in there. Mm-hmm. What do you? We can touch on seat. For those who don't know, this is Brody Roa.
Yeah.
How are you saying it?
Roa.
Like row of the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
row the
like
boat
that,
gently down the stream.
Yeah,
We got a live audience member, but what?
Took me back to elementary school.
Oh
man.
God. Well, trying to school somebody. Safety equipment though. Do you wear the Hans?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I've worn that since day one. That's the only way. When I was younger, my mom let me run one of these things.
So, a lot of the national guys I hear don't.
Yeah,
like the Outlaws guys and Usacs.
I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. I think
there's other
it's
devices
stupid.
too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, any head and neck restraint. I mean, yeah, that's good. I think it's stupid to not wear.
Well,
wear one.
I think some are saying the Hans will like hurt your shoulders if you get in too hard of a wreck.
Yeah, I've heard it breaking, like it'll break collarbones.
Yeah,
but better than breaking your neck.
So I mean, I guess I assume so. Well, how does it restrain your visual, or have you just used it so much you don't notice?
Yeah, I don't know any different. So
right, I guess the older guys, they're used to being able to just do whatever. That may be different.
I've never ran a regular seat, and I've never ran without a Hans, so I don't know any different. So
no, I mean, so
don't make a difference.
You ran Ventura last night, obviously.
Yeah.
We're filming this on Cinco de Mayo. That's why the beer's out, but it'll probably be out Monday or something like that. in memory of Kyle Shipley. You know? That's so bad right there. But Ventura, that's my first time there. I mean, obviously, you always hear this or that about the track, but the number one thing on the board is, it's so cool next to the beach and all that, the scenery, the atmosphere, and they have a pretty good seating stand area where you could fit a lot of people in there, it looks like. So you could have a premier opportunity to show off dirt racing.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I mean, kind of the main event, the Usac race, was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good for you, really.
No, rough night.
But besides that, it was kind of just single file, work the track 10 times and...
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean...
what this Naylor guy, a lot of people I hear saying a lot about this guy. Some good, some bad, some he's just doing his own thing.
Got the impression you love him or hate him. But, he's ran that track for a long time, and he does his thing with it, He likes to drive his tractors around and work the track, and, it's not what it was 15 years ago. 15 years ago at Ventura, you'd run, 16 inches staggered around that place. Now you can run 7 if you wanted to. It's not like it used to be.
Why do you think that change has happened?
I don't know. I mean, they brought in motorcycles there a couple years ago, and brought some DG in. So now the clay's buried, 6 feet down.
What's this DG? What dirt?
Just dirt, sand. They brought this stuff in
for the motorcycle people.
Yeah, for Speedway.
Right, I know the flat track. But they did it only. They basically had a great clay dirt track, and then.
Well, I mean, it started before that. I mean, it probably just wore out and started changing, and then and then that kind of was it's done now. Now it's the way it is now. He works it he has to work it before heat races, before the features, and then it makes it a decent track.
Do you think
just
before
working it so much? But
do you think before they did that it was a little better, or what was the situation?
I don't know. I mean, I just remember going there as a kid. And that place was hooked up.
Right.
And narrow. And so I don't know what's happened, but it's still a racy little place now.
I mean, the main event was great. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he expected the track to be as dry as it was when y'all hot lapped in time trial, but I mean, obviously he recognized something was really wrong. They went out there with the claw digger or something.
Yeah.
I never seen that tool on a dirt track before.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, Corey Cruzman even got out there.
Yeah,
somebody told me that has never happened.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying you'll never see this. Like there's usually only him on the track and that's it.
Yeah.
Was that? Did you notice that
normally
too?
always Naylor. He's the one that does the track prep there. He runs water truck tractors, the announcer booth. Man, he does it all there. And he's like that's his show. That's his little baby there.
So that was rare for that to
for Corey to get out there. Yeah, I've never seen Corey out there or anybody besides Naylor on a tractor.
Right, and then they reworked the whole track. I guess they literally ripped it apart with that scraper deal. Then they bladed it down and then watered it, and then it went okay. Was it smoother at all? Because I was hearing that was the bigger complaint. I mean, dust was one thing, but I heard it was really rough.
Yeah. I mean, when you take that thing out there and you dig down, you're like digging ruts in the track. It's going to be a little rough. Last night was pretty smooth for we only run there once or twice a year. When we had our 360, we'd run the 360 race before the 410s, and that's all we'd run there all year. And turkey night, I guess. But it's usually pretty. It's usually got a nice little hole rut getting into one, and the same thing down in 3. I don't know if it's because that claw he digs down so deep and just develops these little ruts or what. But last night was pretty smooth for Ventura.
And then the 360, you mentioned 360 won the race.
Yeah.
So, how much are you putting power down in these non-wing sprint cars? Because I was up at Tim Engler's last year, and we were at the dyno with the team, or I was at the dyno with the team. They were talking about horsepower and all that on the dyno. And he basically was saying how all this horsepower nowadays is useless. Like, all the Usac non-wing track records were all set back in the 90s, most of them, when you only had about 650 to 700. And now that they got 9 or 850, 9 on the top, on the best of the best, you're not really hooking up anymore, So how much truth is there to that, or is it just in the mind of a racer? I need all the horsepower I need because it ain't me that's losing the race.
Probably both. I mean, it's always nice to know that you have the horsepower to get out of. I think that's where it's good now, is getting out of situations, But like Ventura, I mean, I'm not just because Troy won with 360, but I think getting around Ventura, because the lack of grip there, how small it is, and a 410, I mean, you don't use it all. I mean, you're pedaling the thing the whole time. 360 is as good. It could be a little bit better, obviously. I mean, Troy kicked all our asses last night. So, just because of the extra weight of it, it gets the car down in the ground, and, you got a little less power, so you can, lay in the pedal a little bit. You don't have to be so gentle with it and keeping the tires under it. So, I don't know. I mean, the horsepower, like, we just got this new engine this year, and it's got 900 horsepower, and this one here, it's got 860 or so, and that one with 9 is so drivable. That's where you get these big numbers, but it doesn't mean nothing unless it's drivable.
Right.
Where 360 is, you get those numbers way down. Of course, it's gonna be drivable. Where you can just lay in the pedal and you don't really have to worry about it. We had a 360 that made 600 horsepower. It was like 615 or so. I don't know, and and there's people with 800 horsepower 360s out there, and this thing we drive around them just because it's drivable horsepower. You can just lay on the pedal and worry about turning the steering wheel.
Right, and you're hooked up all the time. I mean. Not all the time, obviously. You're on dirt. That's what I like to try to tell people is, I mean, if you're spinning them on asphalt, you're spinning them on dirt. It's just all about rotational grab at that point, how much you're grabbing. Almost, I think it's an advantage to have a 360, especially on a quarter, or even a 3/8, especially when it goes slick. I mean, especially and if the track's flat, you're never really laying it down. If you got some banking, like if you're Lawrenceburg, the motor's gonna show
back up out of the corner.
But when Lawrenceburg goes slick, you may not, because I mean, you're like how you were talking about. You got 9. When it goes slick, you only need about 7, or you only need, but a 360 guy can work his foot. Yeah. I mean, you only have like that much to work your foot anyway. So you got 900 horsepower in this band of range. I mean, when it goes slick, you can only go like that or that, and that's really minuscule when you're out there on a dirt track hopping around. Yeah. Whereas a 360 guy, he has only that on a heavy track, but when it goes slick, he has 1.5 inches. 2 inches to work with. Yeah. So. I don't know. In Texas, we got the Elite Series. It's kind of like war, open motor, and I've seen 305s outrun 410s. Yeah. 305s outrunning 410s.
I think, is that what Kevin just won? Kevin Ramey just won one out there with this 305.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Took the wing off. Yeah.
Well, speaking of wings, if you got 9, why aren't you throwing wings on every now and then? I mean, you'd have a hell of a shot. I mean, that's 75% of the battle in wing racing is those dyno
man on that one.
I'm just saying that's 75% of the need in wing racing is a 900 horsepower 410. Yeah. I mean, if you got 850 and a wing 410 and you go run Outlaws, you're SOL. I mean, that wing puts the power down.
That's where both these engines came from. They were both wing engines, and we just detuned them and made them drivable. So, I mean, we could do it. But, we just built this new car this year. I was talking to my dad. I was like, hey, you want to get one, with the race rail and some wing tabs on it? And he looked at me and said, you want to drive a wing car? You can call somebody else.
Well, I mean, winged racing.
He's not a fan.
Winged racing, somebody said, or Steve Stone I had on the show, he's talking about how winged racing just is starting to pay more. It's becoming more trendy. You see he brought up a good example, Brady Bacon. Brady Bacon, he's a non-wing guy. But he runs wing because that's where the money's at. Yeah. I bring up late model world, how it's a whole nother problem we got with our drivers. We live in the shadow of Larsons and Bells, and those guys, there is no shadow. Their superstars are Bobby Pierce and Tanner English, and they're at the racetrack. They're not some Cole Trickles, as I call them. But what do you think about the winged racing, though? It just seems like it's become trendy, probably because of Larson and Bell. A little bit made it trendy. I think non-wing racing got real trendy about 8 years ago when loud pedals started. When they first came out with those, and when dubstep was cool and everything. Yeah. That's when, right after that's when you saw War pop off. That's when you saw all these little series, the elites. Everybody, all of a sudden, everyone in the country wanted to be a non-wing racer when they saw the pair of slow-mo clips.
Yeah, those were always the badass videos, man. When Loud Pedal was doing those little compilation videos, what was Cracks or whatever they called it.
That was like the biggest one.
That was like the biggest. That's still the coolest video.
Well, and it made everyone else's videos suck. And now if you put out that same video, it probably wouldn't have no impact. Because it's like, oh well, Loud Pedal did that 10 years ago. Yeah. But you saw, I think non-wing racing really got huge after that. Yeah. I mean, the power of media once again.
Oh yeah.
But then wing racing just recently has just started to really take off. What do you see as a non-wing guy out there? What do you see the sport doing?
I mean, everybody seems to kind of be gravitating towards wing racing. Out here in California too. I mean, we still get decent non-wing car counts. I mean, even the 360s this year, they're getting 20-something cars, the non-wing guys, and SCRA we're getting mid-20s. Our biggest count was maybe 30, but Northern California right now it's always kind of been, it's just wing country, and everybody's kind of, all the non-wing guys that run with us are all, most of them are from Central California. So if they can go run for some more money in Central California or Northern California, they probably will. So it's just kind of chasing it, and this year seems to be a little bit better for non-wing stuff out here than it has been the last few years, so that's good. But wing races taking off.
Does it just
in the last few years?
Car counts, you talked about them. Is one of the main deals about that is, well, I would say number one is the awareness of the sport. People just don't know about it, and there's probably a lot of people who have boats that would probably buy a race car if they knew about the sport.
Yeah.
Because that's about the same price, but also the price. I mean, to have a 410 non-wing sprint car, you need $90,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
If you want to do it right.
Yeah.
If you want to do it completely right.
Yeah. If you want to build all new stuff, new engine, yeah. That's what you need. I mean, but
even minuscule, you'll need 50.
Yeah. I mean, you can find
stuff.
good used stuff out there for cheaper than that. I mean, you can get a really good used 410 from 850, even 820, is good enough. These all pro engines have been around long enough. You can find them somewhat cheap. I mean, if you got one that's got 5, 6 shows on it, it's not fresh off the dyno from the rebuilder. You can find one for 20 maybe. 18, 17. I mean, there's good stuff out there for, in the teens.
I think it's only centralized the good used stuff, though, in those non-wing spots. Like Indiana, you can find good non-wing 410 used stuff, or Southern California, maybe.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, if you want to do something, you're having to do it new, because it's either do it new or drive a couple thousand miles, to get something used, and you'll never see the guy again. So that smells shady right off the bat,
Yeah, no, the travel around here is, I think that probably chases some people away too.
Why do you say that? Just because L.A. or
besides Paris? I mean, our next closest track was Ventura last night. 100 miles away. From where we are here. There's a few guys from around here. And then like I was saying, a lot of guys are from Central California. Liggett and Vanderweers and Faria, and they all drive. It's probably 5-6 hours for them to get down to Paris.
Right, and then you go and do the Arizona stuff too, as well, or how is that travel? Is it a little easier, same?
I mean it's probably 6.5, 7 hours. Easy traffic to Canyon, say. So I mean it's a little drive over there.
Did the Arizona scene used to be a little bit bigger when you were younger? Do you think that may be where the car counts and everything's kind of fell off? Arizona's scene kind of falling off, and that maybe have brought 5 to 10 more cars to the SCRA scene?
Yeah, what was good when I was younger is, Arizona and California, they were
rivals.
They were joined, as SCRA, and then I think Arizona always kind of had their series, right? But SCRA, everybody ran that, Smiley and when Charlie ran over there, and all these guys would come over and run California, but then the California guys were forced to go to Arizona too, as SCRA schedule. So I think that's where that kept the car counts up. It kept the Arizona guys coming here and the California guys going there, and now that we're completely separated, it doesn't force anybody to go anywhere. I mean, it's good that what's keeping car counts up in California, kind of at Paris this year, is we've gotten 6 or 7 Arizona guys to come over to Paris.
Right.
Which is awesome. Especially now that they're back to 410s. Everybody's half a dozen of those guys are coming over here, but it sucks that none of our guys out here are going there. Besides us. It's to run 6 extra shows or 7 extra shows this year. We can run for 2 series. It's kind of you think more of these guys would do it, and rather I don't want to run once or twice a month.
Right, and then like you were saying, the travel from here to there is 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
Because their tracks, like those guys were coming down here 5 or 6 to get to Ventura, correct?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I guess when Arizona was a little more popping, it kind of opened up how many tracks were in a region that y'all were running,
Yeah.
Because right now, what are y'all running all the way? Paris, Ventura?
Yeah, we got Ventura once, Bakersfield once, Paris once a month. It's a pretty slim schedule.
3 tracks? You just named
3
off?
tracks
That's scary.
until we go up north. And then we got the couple races over at Canyon and Western Worlds. Where Western Worlds, when the national guys are there, we got to go over there. So there's not a whole lot of tracks we go to.
It sounds like almost boring for you. It seems like without Paris, if Paris went under, it would be the series would die.
Oh yeah, no, that would hurt it.
$55 pit passes. What the hell? Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, no, that's what's nice about Arizona too. You go over there, you get paid cash at the end of the night. Pit passes are $35. Yeah, that's
normal.
Nice.
Now 55. When somebody told me $55 pit pass, I was like, "What the hell? Who are these people?"
Yeah, right.
You're crazy. They letting you bring in the beer, or you got to buy a beer?
Well, you got to buy it in the stands.
Oh wow! Damn, this is cooler. They call California close to communism, and hell, that's $55 at the door.
It's nice going to Arizona, I'll tell you that.
Indiana's way better, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, have you made a trip over to the Midwest at all? What have you dabbled over there in the Midwest of the world?
We ran Sprint Week last year, the year before that, and 2014. So we've been back there 3 times.
What did you notice? What was the biggest difference your first go round from going from this area region to over there? What hit you right off the bat?
It's a totally different world over there. I mean, where do you start? From the fans to
the driver. Let's hear the driver aspect. I mean, I would assume by a driver aspect, it would be their track preps. What blew me away, how they curate their tracks. It ain't no joke. You ain't gonna find what you had last night at Ventura happening in Indiana.
No,
not at all. They're gonna be curated. It's gonna be done right.
Yeah. That's a big thing. I mean, once they start the night there, they don't put no equipment on the track.
No.
For the rest of the night. With the exception of Hopstop, but he knows what he's doing there. It keeps a good track going. But everywhere else we go during that week, once the hot laps is out there, that's it. That's your racetrack you got. So you know what you're rolling out on. Out here, everywhere we go, they might work it once, twice, 3 times a night.
Right.
So every time it's like going out on a fresh track, keeps it narrow, But Paris has been really good this year. They haven't been doing a lot of work too, so that's good. But even there, he normally works it once or twice a night. But going back there, I mean, track prep and fans and just everybody's more excited to be there.
Right.
Here you go and you run your night and you have fun with the group of people you showed up with, and go home. But back there, it's like it's just a totally different world.
Every race is an event type situation.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, especially during Sprint Week. Right. That's the only time I've been there. Sprint Week, and then we ran Knoxville. Those are 2 huge events. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a false reading of it, but it's definitely different.
What about competition? What did you notice when you got there?
Huge. Yeah.
Audience member.
Yeah. There's he nailed it though. First time we went back there. First time we went back there, man, we thought, we were out here running, decent.
Do you need to drink a beer to talk about this or something? Oh, God.
Yeah, here we go.
Cinco de Mayo, Pygmies, New Guinea.
Cheers again. No, I mean, we'd run decent here, when we went back in 2014. And, man, we showed up there. We were at a C-Man every night. And, I don't know if we made a show without a provisional. It's like we rolled home with our tails between our legs, going, what the hell did we just do?
What do you think contributes to that? Because I've heard a lot of people from this area region, they go try out in Sprint Week or something up there, can't make A's. A-mains. Can't make A-mains.
Yeah.
What do you think it is? Is it the track knowledge? Is it setup? Is there a big difference? Because you get out, I mean, what I saw last night, you get on these slick tracks, hard surfaces. You get up there into Indiana where it's, hooked up. It has a gummy surface to it, kind of. It's soft.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that curated. You walk on it, and it almost feels like AstroTurf. When it's done right.
Yeah.
And if you don't do well on that track in the heat race, you're done. Your night's destroyed.
That's it. I mean, that's a big difference. Just how hard they run, from the get-go. It's like almost shocks you. You go out for hot laps and, it's...
They're haymakering it.
It's wheels up, like it's a feature, and that's... It throws you off. It's like, holy shit. And then you go out and qualify and you don't qualify good. That's what kills us a lot when we go back there. I suck qualifying. I showed last night. And, you got to qualify good and then, run hard in the heat race. And, it's just the level that they go out every time that they hit the track. That's the biggest difference from here to there. And then there's 15 of them back there that can win the feature. Out here we got 5 or 6.
Right.
So I mean, you're a little off there, you're not making a feature. You're a little off here, you're gonna run 5th.
Right, and I think the drivers drive really aggressive too, because there are some car owners.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of rent-a-ride situations in sprint car racing.
No.
I mean, you got to drive to be in these. It ain't a rookie league like Usac National Midget Tour or anything like that, where it's a bunch of go-kart people.
Yeah, right. Little league.
Well, let's not talk about Larson Bell today, right? But it seems like the drivers there, they're willing to junk a car. Like, it ain't nothing. And then when they do junk a car, from what I noticed a little bit and heard, they just, all right, guys, fix it.
Yeah, pack up your gear bag. And
No. They'll get out. What I saw was a guy just junked it in hot laps. Got out and said, "Hurry up, fix it. We gotta make the heat race." Like their driver's mentality is like, I'm doing my job, and if shit goes wrong, oh well. Fix the car, get me back in it. I mean, you don't, like you do that in Texas or here. The guy's like, destroy my car. Oh, the owner's gonna whoop my ass. Over there, it's like, oh well. Pull another one out, bud. Let's go. You know.
Hey, that's a difference too. I mean, our deal. We own our stuff and we work on it, and it's me and Zach and Joe and my dad basically. There's 4 of us, and if we junk a car, we gotta come home and not only fix it, but pay to fix it. So it's a little different. Kind of when you get in those situations where you can push the envelope, you might
make an A main.
Yeah.
Now out there, you might make an A main.
Yeah.
I think that's the big difference. There's a lot of car owner driver situations over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that little bit in non-wing racing on those type of tracks, that little I can fuck it, if I flip it, oh well.
Yeah.
That's kind of the edge, you know, to be able to drive the cars that way.
Yeah, and non-wing sprint car racing, you got to be on that edge. You got to be, be changing your underwear every time you come in. If you're gonna, especially go back there and to run up front of a national show, it's you come in and you're I don't know. For me, maybe I don't know. You're shaking like you're you're scared for 30, but because you're so on edge.
Right. I call the sport closer to like mountain climbing or swimming with like sharks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've been joking at NASCAR how they're messing with domesticated animals, like puppies and kitty cats, because they can't get hurt. They can get a little scratch on their hand, but they can't get severely injured.
Yeah.
Well, they can, but they can't get killed like we can. We're out here with damn sharks and on the edge of the mountains and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if we fuck up, that shark will bite you and kill you possibly. But that's a risk. I think that's why dirt track racers, especially sprint car, should be getting a little bit more attention. Hell, they have a Shark Week for crying out loud. We don't even get a mention on a national TV unless we get killed. That's it. And then they're not celebrating you for when you're hanging on or playing with the shark and getting away with it. They only care when you got bit or fucking fell off.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting pissed off. What do you think about that? About how dangerous it is? Do you think danger should remain in the sport? Do you think that if should always be in it?
I think it's a part of it. I mean,
it's something. Honestly, when you say it like that, I hear I'm a badass because I'm willing to be out there on that edge, and I want that edge to say that I do something that is on the edge. I'm living life to the. If you're not living on the edge of death, you're really not living life to the fullest.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, it'll always be a risk in these things, But even with all the safety equipment that's come along, it could still happen.
Right.
I mean, you go for a big enough ride. I mean, you're gonna, a yard sale down the back straight of Lawrenceburg. You're never gonna take that away from these things until you turn them into stock cars. So,
and I'm a firm believer there's still if over there too.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there's a way a NASCAR driver can still get killed in their cars.
Oh, yeah.
There's a if somewhere around there in one of their areas where if this happened right here and that happened right there, dude could probably still get, it's very highly unlikely, but it's still out there.
Part of racing. You know,
right?
It's part of racing. It always will be. I mean, you see how far the safety equipment comes, and unfortunately, we still lose one every now and then, and it'll always be a part. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it should be a part of it, but it always will be.
Right. I mean, death's a part of life to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's getting out of this damn thing. We ain't Elon Musk. Yeah. We ain't integrating with AI and gonna live forever. Yeah, I mean, we're regular people.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Would you rather die in a bed with cancer for a year and suffer every day, or would you rather die going in there for the fucking win on the last lap?
If you're having fun doing it, that's what you love to do.
That's why
I do it.
That's why I say I don't understand the hatred, or not necessarily the hatred, or the bitterness towards sprint car racing for some of these people who it's too dangerous or anything like that. Because, like I said, the mountain climber or the shark swimmer dude or playing with those people are like idolized. Yeah. Like if you're a badass mountain climber and you're on the edge of the mountain, you're idolized.
Yeah, right, hanging off.
You're put on front covers of magazines. They make documentaries about you and shit. Uh-huh. If you're same with the shark, you're a badass. You're a god in their little world that they have. But what's up with y'all saying that about the sprint car? I mean, it's not like we die all the time. We're kicking ass most of the time. We're doing that stuff that,
Yeah.
It's not idolized enough for the defining moments.
And that's what hurts it. I mean, it's not. People don't see it.
Right. That's the biggest deal. Yeah. What do you think about my old theory I got there? Have you heard it? I need to explain it to you.
Yeah.
The whole co-trickle.
Yeah.
I've heard it. Came along in the 90s. Uh-huh. Jeff Gordon just killed the sprint car fan. The sprint car icon died with Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Because prior to Jeff Gordon, dirt track and racing people viewed a Kinzer or a Swindell or a Wolfgang or a Jack Hewitt or any Rich Voglers, the big names, as the biggest names in their sport. Yeah. And then after Jeff Gordon came, if you're not some little kid that uses it as a level to get there, you don't matter anymore. I mean, I think a lot of big time sprint car drivers in our sport live in the shadows of these NASCAR transfer drivers.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're the grand greatest that NASCAR markets them as we got them from the lower level. Here's the biggest one. It's just a lot of lucky opportunistic situations. I mean, it's $5 million to rent a truck.
Yeah.
There's nothing around it's 3.5 to 5 million. Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
It's $750 for an ARCA ride a year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not. You have to be really good to get an ARCA ride, or if you're a badass, you get a truck.
Just bring the money.
Bring the money, and their fields. And I say there's a lot of Tim Tebow's up there looking really good because Tom Brady and LeBron James is out here in sprint cars with less $5 million or 15. Yeah. By the time you get to Cup, there's $15 million put into you.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's your opinion on the whole situation there?
Yeah, I mean it's the money thing is kind of hurt sprint car racing for sure, because you do have these kids coming in using sprint cars, midgets,
as a fucking stepping stone, just like who set the trend? Jeff Gordon. Without Jeff Gordon, this shit ain't happening.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's helped it a little bit. I'll be honest there, but I think it might have hurt it more because now you just got these kids rolling through, 14, 16, rolling in just to use it as a stepping stone. They're going to go, roll a thing in a ball or win it or, wear everybody out around them, and it's kind of hurt it, because they'll get to NASCAR with their money.
Look good in NASCAR because of the money it takes to be there.
Yeah, but they don't come through and learn the respect.
No.
And, being humble that sprint car racing, short track racing, dirt track racing should teach you. Well,
and then my aspect on it from the marketing perspective is NASCAR uses those kids to say, this is a high school. This 900 horsepower, most dangerous, probably one of the most difficult vehicles to drive on Earth.
Yeah.
is a high school level world. Yeah. They're using this. See, because we get these kids from this stuff. This is the high school, college level of racing. Mm-hmm. So what really kills racing, or the sprint car racing, because of the Larson and Bell marketing ploy, which is why NASCAR loves a chili bowl. Yeah. Because they can get in those 20% super midgets, as I call them, and dominate the field in an outlaw race, which who knows what kind of things they got off in that car. I mean, traction control's legal. I mean, it's not illegal. It's anything goes. So, and NASCAR can use that race and say, see, we got the best. Yeah. All these big names in the building, and our 2 guys we picked are 1-2. We got the best dirt racers in the world. All the rest are below these guys. And then they could take a Bell and Larson, put Larson in a junky cup car. You know, it's one of the worst cars out there. He runs 5th or 6th, and now those 5 guys, they're better than all the dirt guys and Larson. They put Bell in Xfinity and won't give him a cup ride. You know, so, I mean, they use that to say Brody Roa down the street is just a recreational player. If they're telling the world, if Brody Roa was a good race car driver, he would be up here at the pro level. Yeah. You know, just like NFL, just like if you go down the street and watch somebody playing football, they had the opportunity to be there. If they were the best, they would be there.
I mean, there's definitely, got to be 100, 150 drivers out there better than, anybody at the cup level probably, running these things. But they got, they're running.
They only have $100,000.
They're running on a shoestring budget,
which is $100,000. Yeah. Shoestring. Yeah. Listen to that shit.
But and they're just going week to week, racing, But they're I'll guarantee you they're having more fun. And that's a part of it, That's
I think the sport suffers tremendously because of this shit.
Yeah.
Because everybody can talk about costs are out the roof, but the payouts ain't matching this shit. We ain't getting the people into the front gates to be able to build new stands. Yeah. I mean, most of the tracks are leftover stands from the 90s when they were full, when sprint cars and dirt late models were on ABC and ESPN back then.
Yeah, nobody's building new stuff at a dirt track.
Well, my point is ever since we've been put on to this, not the best, just high school, college level, the world's been treating us as such. Mm-hmm. The local media don't give a damn unless you get killed or hurt or some little girl's 14 and wins a race or something like that, Yeah. I mean, that's the only, or a black guy comes out and runs a heat race or something like that. That's the only time they're going to cover is for diversity or death. Unfortunately, it seems to be the case. True. So we're not getting the respect that we deserve as drivers because people just don't come out for second best. They don't like going to see Robin. They like going to see fucking Batman, the best on the planet. And we used to have that perspective when our guys, local and national, were on TV, ABC, ESPNs, Kids are invited to IROC, Back when racing, I think, was overall more healthy when this NASCAR thing didn't exist. Back then, you look at motorsports and it was kind of, a menu of things if you wanted to watch racing. It was drag racing or off-road trucks or NASCAR or Indy racing or wing sprint cars, late model. It was kind of like a menu. Right now, I think one of the main reasons dirt track racing doesn't have any fans and racing is overall dying is because most people only see NASCAR.
Yeah.
And if NASCAR sucks, racing sucks to the average person because that's the only example of what racing is to them.
Yeah.
So the world in motorsports, in my opinion, overall suffers, and dirt track racing especially, because they put us on that Robin level, and people ain't going to come out. So that's where I see it truly affecting the world of racing is in the payouts. Because if we was able to get people out to the track to watch us, we could raise these fucking payouts. We could be building stands. Knoxville struggles on Wednesday for the Nationals, to get even. I don't know if you've been there. It barely gets full. No. The 360 Nationals is like almost empty until Saturday, maybe. I mean, World 100 and Kings Road does okay because that's Mr. Tony Stewart's track. But
NASCAR.
If the world knew about our racing, if they knew about our stars, knew about what we were actually out here really doing, you could be building stands out the ass and have 100,000 people at a dirt track event. Now you ain't paying $100,000 to win. when you have that much income coming into the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the payout increase is missing, because the payouts ain't really changed for 30 years since you was a kid.
No, I mean, hell, a lot of them are less than what they used to be in the 80s, you know, back at Ascot. Or, you know, I mean, that's where racing kind of died out here. You know, from what I hear, I wasn't around when Ascot was. Ascot used to pack the place. You know, people would love it. You know, you know, everybody around here would see it on what's that, Thursday Night Thunder or whatever.
Well, ESPN and ABC used to just broadcast a bunch of races from dirt tracks.
Yeah,
so I mean,
it was out there. That was your weekday NASCAR.
I mean, well, and like I said, there was no light NASCAR. It was just a form of racing.
Yeah.
Back then, that's what I'm trying to tell people, is like, NASCAR wasn't like it is today.
Yeah.
Like, there was a process where they took over the market of racing like they do today. Light NASCAR, and I think grassroots racing, that they labeled us as, is the N-word. Yeah. Like, that's the N-word. That's your lower form label, is you're a grassroots racer.
Yeah.
We're the pro over here. You're the G word.
Yeah.
You know, you're the G word. I think y'all need to wake up to that shit. But, like 1984, for instance, the King's Roll was $50,000 to win. Kinzer won it. 50,000 win. And wing sprint car racing came along, kind of did get bigger than non-wing, because non-wing kind of always went to Indy. It was kind of always a level deal, but then they threw wings on in 78, you know, with the Outlaw Tour. I mean, they already had wings, but it kind of just got a little bigger. It became the fastest thing on dirt.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that really got attention from a lot of people. But 50,000 to win. Kinzer won the King's Roll. That same year, Dale Earnhardt Sr. won the Talladega 500. How much do you think that paid to win?
Oh, I don't know. Was it less?
$47,000.
Huh.
Our dirt guys were racing for just as much, if not more than them. Yeah. Doug Wolfgang talks about it all the time, how he used to race for 10, 20,000 people knowing who he was. You know, he couldn't go to freaking get an airplane at an airport without having to sign and take pictures.
Jeez.
Now you're a nobody. Donnie Schatz is nobody. Go down here and ask somebody who Donnie Schatz is, or who Tyler Courtney, Justin Grant. I mean, list the names off. What the fuck are you talking about? They don't even know what a sprint car is anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's a huge influx that people need to wake up and understand. I just hate seeing the sport. I just hate seeing racing always getting related to NASCAR.
Yeah.
Because their manipulation of the racing world to the general public is how they stay alive through advertisers. This is really a big advertising game. Obviously, you may know that. With, you know, you're always in a war for people on the side of the car. Yeah. Justin Grant, Clausen. I mean, we don't need to go into all that if we want to, but you know, it's all about advertisement dollars. And NASCAR works on the illusion on the public that they are the NFL. They are the NBA. Yeah. And they work on regular people's ignorance. Without that ignorance, they wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense. I can ramble too much. You put Coors Light in me right now. So,
no, it makes perfect sense. You know, I mean, they almost brainwashed everybody that's racing. Not everybody likes NASCAR. So.
Special set of match tires to the outside and turn forward. That's all that did it. Hey,
they did it in a movie.
Hey, well, they did that, and then, of course, the movie was heavily funded by Hendrick. Yeah. And then 3 years later, here comes California sprint car guy, Jeff Gordon. Yeah. Perfect setup. Yeah. Man. We need to come out with the movie.
Perfect play, huh?
Hey, well, I mean, gambling has a big aspect of all this too. You know, that's one of the main reasons it's probably not mainstream. Is a lot of gambling is involved in this shit. Like even when Earnhardt Jr. won 2001 after his dad died at Daytona, we're all like caught up in the moment. Oh, but it was kind of obvious he had a little advantage with his race car. Yeah, I mean, he's out front at a draft track saying I'm half throttle pulling away on the radio.
Yeah,
I mean. But we're forgetting there's millions of, probably billions of dollars on the line for someone else to win that fucking race right there. You know, that's fixing a gambling situation. I think that's one of the reasons they don't, the mainstream world is kind of ignoring this, because there's a lot of regular old guys in these cars with mom and pop money behind them, and you can't tell them what to do or how to do it. You know, you can't tell a little team what to do, which is why the outlaw thing is so scary, because they lock them in contracts. You know, you can't race anywhere else, all that stuff. You know, they kind of, right now you have about 5 teams that run the whole Outlaw Tour. I mean, that's it. Even if that, and it's all NASCAR related, right into the plan,
Yeah.
But, and even the USAC National Tour, which I don't even know. Would you consider? You're a non-wing guy. Would you consider? I'm gonna slap the damn table. Would you consider the USAC Sprint Cars National Tour a national tour, or would you call it the Indiana Series that does a couple of dog-leggedy swings?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if one trip to the West Coast, and I mean, yeah, they only make one trip to Florida, one trip to the West Coast, one trip to
and the Florida trip
Northeast,
is not a trip. It's one weekend race at Ballou.
So, I mean, hell, we probably travel more here in California.
Oh, especially by miles.
Yeah.
I mean, because the state of Indiana is the size of here to San Diego.
Yeah, and they got.
Well,
when we go there,
exaggeration.
We go there and we stay in Brownsburg for Sprint Week, and I think Lawrenceburg's our farthest drive. I don't know 4 hours, if I remember right. And everywhere else we go is an hour and a half drive.
I mean, I went coast to coast 3 times this year, so that 4 hours sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's nice, huh? It's a Sunday cruise.
It's almost like that. I mean, you listen to a few songs. I mean, and you're there.
Yeah, I mean, we got 3 tracks. Within say 120 miles from where we are right here. Other than that, we're going 400 miles, 500 miles.
Right.
We go up north. It's a hell of traffic. If we leave at the wrong time, it's a 12-hour drive up there.
Mm-hmm.
So
the USAC National Tour, why do you think it just stays close like that? Because it can.
Yeah, they got tracks everywhere to run.
You also have it goes to Iowa. We gotta give them that, and they go to Ohio.
Yeah.
For Eldora.
Yeah. How many times?
I think they go there twice. Yeah. They got the 4 Crown, right?
Yeah.
And then they do the I think when they did the swing, they hit one there too.
Yeah.
And then they do the Knoxville deal.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then they come out here once.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of options there, though. There's a ton of tracks in Iowa
and
besides
I think that's
Knoxville.
what's made it so big, is they got so many tracks to run right there. I mean, why go somewhere if you can run,
Do you think Power Eyes fucked them up a little bit with the War Series, the Elite Series? Because the War took over like the Illinois area, kind of Missouri. Yeah. Texas Elite kind of took over Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, everything kind of right now, all these series, with us or War or Power Ride, USAC National, it's almost, they have like their regions of the country that they stay in. And I think they kind of gotta grab on the tracks maybe. I mean, I'm not a promoter or race director or nothing, I just, it seems like nobody really travels too far from home, with the series. If you go far from home, you're gonna run with somebody else.
No, that really never really, we talk about heydays. I mean, that never really occurred. Yeah. You think about those heydays that you had the national tours.
Yeah.
You had the SCRA.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really have much else besides that. Even CRA, I believe, went out to Devil's Bowl. It kind of branched out. It wasn't just California or something like that.
Yeah.
And they go to, like, Pennsylvania and stuff, too.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, SCRA, they'd go to Indiana, Pennsylvania, they were
they were the
West
competitor
Coast series.
They were so basically they were a competitor of USAC.
Yeah.
And IMCA was in there a little bit too. I mean, IMCA kind of started racing, but they kind of done a lot of things. But.
Yeah, and SCRA would go back there and kick USAC's ass.
Oh wow! So back then, I guess the difference wasn't as much.
The tides have changed. Yeah.
Well, in which way? Do you think the bad? You see it coming around any at all right now, around here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gotten better the last few years. I mean, it's kind of shown. With Damien coming back, and he's been star of the show. When he came back in 2012 or whatever. But I think him coming back here, it's made definitely us and 3 or 4 other guys step up our program and get better. And now, I think it's kind of bringing the West Coast sprint car scene back, not to the level they are back in Indiana. I mean, it's a different environment, but it's starting to creep back in on them. So, it's not like it was 20 years ago, but 30 years ago probably.
30 now, yeah. We keep getting older now.
Yeah. Man, that's sad.
So, what do you think about how the tracks differ, really? Like, over here, it seems like there's no real high bank getter after tracks. It's all kind of flat. Nothing really, I mean, Tulari's kind of.
Yeah, Tulari's got some banking, but
nothing else where you slam her in there and romp on that.
Yeah.
Hanford is kind of that way. Ocean, a lot of the north, you get a little more north. That's when you get some thrower in theirs, but
yeah, just because the tracks get so round up there, like Hanford's, it's a circle. The straightaways aren't real long, and the back straightaway's round, so I mean, you can hammer down around the whole place. I mean, our biggest throw-it-in track is probably Calistoga, but I mean that's pretty flat still.
And that track's kind of up in the air. What's the deal with Calistoga? I haven't got an update on it, but I've heard it's in, it's out, it's in, it's out. City hates this, I hate you, something. What's going on? Do you know anything? You have some insider info?
Well, I don't know. When we were up there, I think we were up there last year, they signed a deal that track will always be there on the fairgrounds. I guess they sold, I don't know for sure. So I'm just kind of going off my terrible memory here, but they sold the rest of the property, but that track is county landmark or something now. So I guess it'll always be there, and they're gonna keep racing there. I mean, it's like every year we go up there. It's like this is last year. So I don't know. This I guess it's permanent now.
So really, as far as tracks, you got 3 that you
around
run.
here. Yeah.
There's nothing else really. Like there's other tracks. There's like Verona and stuff like that.
Yeah, Verona's not too far.
Y'all go to that with the series? I don't think so. No.
Never been there.
I heard some creepy stuff about Verona today.
Yeah.
Apparently, like it's not American land. It's Native American land.
Yeah.
And apparently, like women will go there, like to that area, and disappear, and nobody cares.
Huh.
Like at their big badass casino, apparently they have over there or something. Like
I've been to the casino. Never
right,
been to the
right.
racetrack.
Well, I heard that the racetrack's horrible. The casino's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the person that was telling me this. They were like, yeah, it's like Native American land. It's like close to the border. Like people go missing, no one cares. FBI's like ain't America, so we can't do nothing about it. It's creepy. I was like, I was thinking about going there in a few weeks, but I'm like, maybe fucking not. That's a little too far out there.
I haven't heard that.
Hey, it's California, bro. Hey,
anything can happen.
Hey, human trafficking's a big business.
Yeah,
it really is. It is a huge business. But the Earth is flat. Anyway, no, I'm just playing.
So go run off the edge.
Oh God, well, ice wall or something like that. What is your opinion on how you came up? Where did you come from? Like, what's the deal? Was you always a dirt guy, or what? Were you the little kid looking at that on the TV or something, or what?
No, I mean my dad raced in the '80s. He was and then Tom, his uncle is Tom Sr. and his cousin Tom Jr. They ran at Ascot. I don't know, back in I think as far back as in the '60s. Not 100% sure, but
back when they killed somebody every day.
Yeah. No roll cages, it was nuts. But
football helmet.
Yeah.
With leather helmet, not the football, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. But I mean, the family's been around sprint car racing for a long time. And my dad raced for half a dozen years in the '80s, and then he crew chief for Rip Williams for a couple years, and then Mike Kirby, when I was born. And I'd just been going to the sprint car races my whole life, so it was it's kind of a
the pit side or the grandstand side. I'm assuming the pit.
Both. Yeah, I mean my dad was always crew chief until I started racing go-karts. He was crew chief for Kirby, and I'd go every week grandstands until I was old enough to go in the pits. Then I'd go in the pits with my dad, and it took a couple trips back to not a couple, but I went back to the Pennsylvania with them one year, and traveled with them, and went to the shop with them on Wednesday nights, and so it was kind of a guided path. This is what I was gonna do. That's what I wanted to do. I grew up watching that. I loved it.
Right.
So it was natural. That's I wanted to race sprint cars. And then my parents got me and my sister a go-kart school day. And what's actually funny is when I was younger, they tried to get me racing. When I was 6, they got me I shared a quarter midget with some other kid. Absolutely hated it. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do the, strapped into a race car thing. So I don't know if it was too young or what, but we were riding dirt bikes, and that's what I wanted to do.
Really, dirt bikes is what you wanted first?
So yeah, I mean, not racing them, but that's what I liked doing was going to the desert and riding my dirt bike. So
where did this transition occur? Would you wreck the dirt bike? Where'd it go from riding dirt bikes to
I don't know. If it was
cars?
just time growing up, I don't know. It's just we got that go-kart school when I was 12, and went out and did it. I was like, okay, I could do this, and we went go-kart racing. So
the go-kart scene seems to be pretty tough out there too. There's a lot of young people in it, but
yeah,
it seems like even some of the pros in it, they take it really serious. Like some of the national stuff, you'll have like a 60-year-old guy, and then like he's just as good as some of the new young kids that are out there, and he's dominant or something like that.
Yeah, and the karting I did, we did a sprint karting, so pavement road course stuff. That was, and that's definitely even changed from when I started. When I started, they had 100cc air-cooled engines, and you can, get a decent one for $1,500 or $2,000, real good, and a couple $100 rebuild. And now they got you can buy a go-kart roller without an engine now for like $10,000. It's like,
wow,
shit. So I mean, people spend $200,000 a year go-kart racing now. It's nuts. We'd get a go-kart and have a $1,500 engine on it, and that was the series. We'd have 50 carts at the nationals. So even that's changed. I mean, they still get a shitload of those guys out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
So, what about the transition from the karting to what did you do? Did you go karting straight to 410 sprint car? What did you do? I mean, what happened? Let's hear it.
When what was I, 18? I ran four years of karting.
Was you successful in the karting, or
yeah,
did you set the world on fire, or was you just a winner?
Yeah, we won a few championships. Lower level championships. We run
lower form.
Lower form.
Lower form.
Yeah, lower form. Yeah.
Damn, grassroots.
Regional. We won.
Okay. You're on the
regional and club racing. Is what we did. So we never did the national karting. We ran with them when they traveled through Southern California.
Right, when they hit the areas.
And we were all right, but when I was 18, then I did a Corey Cruisman driving school on a Ford Focus midget. So that's where we went from there. We did that. We bought a midget from I don't remember his name. Some guy up north built a new car.
North California.
Yeah.
Okay.
And went up and got it. Put a Ford Focus engine in it, and we ran that for 2 years. Won the Dirt Focus Championship 2009, and then we got a sprint car in 2010.
So, and then just non-wing 410,
non-wing
what'd you have?
360.
360?
Yeah, we got a new Stinger with the 360, and this thing was nothing special. We got a...
You started car.
Yeah. I mean, the car was good. Engine, nothing special. And, it was go out and learn for a year. We ran at Ventura all year. And, that's when Ventura was getting 40 cars at their weekly shows when we started. So, it was... we did that, and then in 2011, we built that engine, made it a little bit better, and we ran 3 or 4 shows with SCRA with the 410s, start building up on it. And then same thing in 2012. We ran with the West Coast 360s, and a handful of shows with the 410s with our 360 just to get the experience.
Yeah, it seems like something I noticed. There's a lot of little like split offs around here too. Like 360, 410 is very prominent. Like they define them as separate.
Yeah.
Even the Arizona situation, they got 3 different non-wing series, I believe.
Yeah,
they got the limited sprint, the desert deal. They got the 360 deal, and then they got the 410 deal.
Yeah.
3 different. Do you think that the war style package would help the area, maybe the open motor? Or is it pretty much open motor how it is? It sounds like that's what occurs, but nobody's saying it.
Yeah, that's a misconception of it. CRA and Southwest now is a 410 series, but really, that's an open motor series. There's nothing saying that a 360 guy can't bring his stuff or a 305 guy. It's basically open, except for, and except for the 410s, you can only be 416 or something, but that's the only engine rule really.
Right, but then when you have the 360 series, now 410s can't run.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think the area would do a little bit better if they just had like an open motor series?
I don't think it hurt. I think the best thing that they could do now, making the Southwest 360s a 410 series this year was good for sprint car racing. And I think what would be best is to make them one series again with us out here and them. And there's so many sprint car series going on right now in Arizona and California and Northern California that it's spreading the cars thin. You look at it and there's 60 cars running, but they're at 4 different tracks.
Right.
So
series is one of the most profitable. That's probably the only real profitable business in dirt racing right now. Because as a series, you're charging the track to be there, and they're paying you to be there. You don't have to have 20. You should if you want to be booked again. But my point is you don't have to. You're not worried about fans showing up to make ends meet or anything. Your little sanctioning fee, everybody's paid. Your announcer's paid, you're paid, your tech guy's paid. It's profitable. And I think that's why you have so many series getting kicked off and started. I think the USAC 410 deal, they help pay the purse for some of the tracks, which is good by them. But that's why I think you have so many splits right now is people's trying to make money. And that's one of the only ways to do it right now is start your little series.
Yeah, and that's... that might work for a little bit, but if you're getting 12 cars a week at your races, it's not going to last very long, right?
No, it ain't. But, to your point, you think it should just come together again, basically.
I think so. I think with the car counts we have now, and these 5 or 6 series that we got running, it's not. I don't think it's beneficial for anybody. Obviously somebody's, doing well with it. But it kind of sucks for the racer to go out and run with the same, 12 cars every week.
Right. Well,
and you can almost call the finishing order.
Right. Yeah.
So
and what about the tracks though? Like something like Paris. Do you think a 360 could hold with the 410 there?
Yeah, not early in the night. No, there's good 360s out there that can. I think they can get the job done, especially when it slicks off way at the end of the night. And that goes back to, just getting out of situations. A 410 is always going to get out of the situation better than the 360 just because it rips so hard off the bottom. But, you can run decent with 360. Back, before we were, good, and we brought our 360 out there, we won a few heat races, and I think our best finish was like a 6 or something with 360 out there, and that was nothing special. It was the same engine, same 360 we just sold, and it's no monster, but it ran good, and so I think it can get done. You're not gonna win with 360 at Paris, but you can have a good run with it.
Make some money, basically.
Yeah, but Paris is kind of a different animal. You run so hard down the straightaway and bend it in there and drive back down the other way, so you need that thing to come up off the corner.
Drag is basically a drag strip with corners.
Yeah, and but there's tracks where Ventura definitely, it was proven last night, and maybe even Hanford or Bakersfield for sure.
Right.
Bakersfield next week. Probably a lot of tracks in Arizona because they go so slick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 360 can get the job done.
Yeah, some people were talking about a winter series over in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's always nice or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But you have to go up now in the all season. You got to go up against Chili Bowl. You got to go up against Gateway. You got to go up against their Wild West shootout they have. And Florida's racing already again. Seems like racing's pretty much a year-round deal now. Seems like there is no break really. And you do the Chili Bowl every year pretty much.
Yeah, we did it. I think the last 2 years or last year, maybe 2 years before that. I've only been back there. I've been back there 3 times. So.
Have you been put in a ride or rented a ride?
Both.
Which one was the better situation, do you think?
Put in the ride.
What's
I
the
ran
better
for Ramey last year. That was awesome. That was an awesome experience racing.
Why do you say it like that?
No, those guys had a good time. They had good stuff, and they went to have fun and go fast. So
It's like a race with their own program. It's like a family deal.
yeah, I mean,
We're welcomed in with open arms, just like we do to anybody that comes and hangs out in our pit.
yeah.
Well, it's because they're from Texas, bro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, I mean,
Southern hospitality.
the-
We ain't out here, with the highest, homeless population in the
Yeah,
world.
right. Yeah.
Y'all living in fucking Armageddon over here on the West Coast with your damn $600 truck registration fees. What the hell?
600.
How much is it? How much is it to register your truck out here in
It
California?
was this is a few
in
bucks.
Texas, it's $35 a year.
Yeah, add $750 to that.
So $800 or $775?
It was like
$850?
$790 something this year to register my truck.
For a year? One year?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a good question. Because
And then like a little house like the size of that room back there
Uh-huh.
is like $400,000 or $500,000 for a little room.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you get a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's, rent's $2,500. Depending on where you are.
$2,500 in Texas is getting you a damn 2-car garage with a backyard and a shop and a 2-story.
Yeah, and a couple acres.
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
The weather though is really nice. Is that what you pay for?
It must be.
I mean, what are you paying for? Why stay out here? Why not go to PA and make it, or Indiana?
I don't know, family, I guess.
Oh well, I guess that's no girls.
Well, my wife would walk out of here right now. She'd move tomorrow.
Oh wow! Usually that's the ones holding you back. That's the ones pulling
she's
the
ready
rein.
to go. She's ready to go, but I can't. I don't want to leave my family, so
Not just yet.
not yet. No.
Not yet.
Yeah,
You're safe.
mainly my grandpa. So
What?
mainly my grandpa.
Mainly your
Yeah,
grandpa.
I mean this whole deal with doing this, it's, my dad, my grandpa, and me. So
All right. Well,
yeah,
loyalty somewhere
Yeah.
in there. There
Yeah.
ain't much loyalty
I
left
mean,
in the world.
I'll travel
Right.
for sure, but I don't know. Moving's that's a big deal.
Well, it's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
Or have you thought about maybe doing a swing for a month or two up there and staying around the area, or?
Yeah, I mean,
Because it seems
It's-
like it seems like everyone I've run over to over here, if you're not leaving this area to go to Indiana, you're not doing nothing.
yeah,
Like that's the general consensus I'm getting from, and it didn't used to be that way. But if you don't do Jeff Gordon, maybe another influencer here, and leave this area and go to Indiana, you're going nowhere.
yeah, and that's what kind of sucks out here too. Is that everybody thinks, everybody from California thinks that they have to move, so they all move and go to Indiana, and a lot of them don't go anywhere back there. So it's
Some
it's
of them
just
get sucked into rent-a-rides and get juiced out of
Yeah,
their money for
yeah, and
that couple hundred a year.
and then
you know?
they're worn out after a year. They're done. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's it's taking cars away. Good guys out here that go back there and do some rental rides. They wear a few out, or run out of money, or whatever it is. I mean, and then they're done. So yeah, it's kind of you go back there I mean, it's a big risk to go back there. You're either gonna make it or not, and you're gonna be done in no time because you're out of money or sponsors or both, or and I don't know. It's hurt it a lot out here. I think, when we used to have
basically made Indiana the Hollywood of the racing world.
Yeah,
because that's where you go.
A lot of good guys out here. And now everybody thinks they got to move to, be a good sprint car driver. You can be a good sprint car driver. You are a good sprint car driver, and if those 10 guys didn't think that they had to move to Indiana to make it, and it stayed here, we'd have a series that was as good as the national guys here, possibly.
Which is just like we almost agreed on. That's the Indiana series. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And like you said, you referenced the SCRA stuff. It used to be that way.
Yeah.
But I talk shit about Gordon influencing dirt racers to NASCAR. It sounds like he may have influenced a lot of the West Coast guys to leave California too.
Yeah,
I ain't even thought about it that way, but that's if you want to talk about who did it really first.
Yeah.
That's who did it.
Yeah.
That's the first sprint car guy to go from the West Coast to move to Indiana to make it.
Yeah.
So hell, there's another way he fucked y'all up. I ain't even thought about it from that perspective.
Everybody thinks they got to move from where they are to make it big, when where they were could have been big.
Right. I mean, well, it's hard to. A lot of people don't want to make anything anymore. They want the car with the keys in it, ready to run. It's hard to get any kind of dedication like that. If it ain't a set-up situation, they don't want no part of it. What we talked about Indiana. What do you think of PA? Like, I know it's wing country, but I've been up there. I don't know. Have you ever made a trip or anything like that?
When I was a kid, but that was it.
Well, from afar, what do you think of that whole scene up there? Because when they run 3 classes, and it's like a triple header, it's like 410 super late models and 360s. That's a triple header. No stocks, no nothing. It's prime time. 40 410s, 60 late super late models, big block modified. I mean, what do you look at from the far of that scene as a non-wing guy in California?
Makes me a little jealous, honestly.
Well,
no, I mean that's huge. I mean it's cool to see that happening still with dirt track racing somewhere.
Right.
So, that's we need to figure out what's going on there and make it happen here.
Well, I think it's a big relevance game. I think that's the number one thing. Track promoters can say all day that there's so many things to do on a Saturday night, but you're not one of those things right now to people.
Yeah.
Like, you're not an option of entertainment. They've never heard of your sprint car before.
Yeah.
They've never. And my solution, I've been trying to tell people, instead of saying come watch, sprint cars and late models at Ventura, say build a few drivers.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, a racetrack needs to be viewed as a stage, and the drivers need to be the stars.
Yeah.
The cars are just the instruments. If you're promoting a music show, you don't say come on out to see guitar and drum set. At the whatever arena, you mention a star's name that people want to see. And that's how Tony Stewart and all those guys are able to come around and possibly charge their to show up or put them in a flyer, and because they're gonna bring people. It's not because they're in a sprint car. It's because their name. It's who they are. What do you think about that? Do you think the track should maybe trying to build some drivers' names instead of their own name to get people out there? Or
yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, I never thought of it that way until you said something. And that's a good point. That's a good observation, and it could, it would create a driver for people to come, root for, cheer on, or buy their merchandise or whatever, and create that star to the sport that people want to see.
Or multiple stars.
Yeah, well, you definitely need multiple stars, and it help if those guys didn't like each other, right?
Right. Well, and even if you just
it causes that drama that people feed on now.
Right. And even if you just had one name that you built up, say you built one driver's name that's, racing at your track, and people come out to watch this guy. If somebody kicks his ass, now that's either their hero or their villain. Or, so I mean, I think something that a lot of these old track promoters, which is a lot of the tracks that we have are mainly old people who made money back in the day. They used to make good money, and they were paying good money too. But they're underestimating how, they were big, they were famous, they got, whatever they got back in their day. But people coming out to the tracks back then, they didn't have to be told about the drivers. Because there were so many people coming, they knew who the fuck they were. And those names were big back then.
Yeah.
And the sport was viewed as a little bit higher as well. So, I mean, I don't think that they're or getting that aspect of how important it is to have the drivers be almost famous, celebrityistic. Why do we have to send a driver off to NASCAR for them to build a name?
Yeah.
Like I had a point with Tony Stewart, got told he couldn't sell his merchandise at an outlaw show, and I don't know if you remember that happening like 2 years ago at Volusia, and he said he wasn't going to run the Outlaws because of that. And apparently Darren Pittman was somebody who was bitching about it, because they're worried. They're worried if these guys set up their
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
From their sales.
My sales. This is my ends meet, Darren Pittman. And I would say, as Darren Pittman is, I would be pissed off, not at Tony Stewart for wanting to set up. I'd be pissed off at the Outlaws. Why is his name bigger than mine?
Yeah.
Why are y'all not making me bigger than him?
Yeah.
Why do we have to... That's also a correlation with the late model world. Mm-hmm. You don't have that. They ain't worried about Tyler Reddick in late model racing.
Yeah.
They don't give two shits about Tyler Reddick in Busch or whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Their biggest stars in late model racing are late model racers.
Yeah.
That's why they got 2 national series. Neither series can contract their drivers.
No.
No, from my understanding, there's no contracted drivers. Like,
That's
you
good.
can run out. I mean, you may be contracted to be at the races, but they run Lucas Oil and World of Outlaw late model drivers. They run both series. Whereas if you're an outlaw sprint car driver, because of the ill health of the sport, you have to sign up with them to get your tow money and to get this package or whatever. They got these packages and levels. And you can't go run short track nationals. You can't go run the Sprint Car World Championship. You're an outlaw driver. You do what we tell you. And I've been told by a birdie in a tree that if you speak against them, you do anything against them, they'll sue your ass. Like, they'll straight up get you. And I've heard that about the USAC. You got to click some certain agreements when you're getting your license at the beginning of the year that because of possibly the Ballou deal, which I think the Ballou deal... I think the Ballou deal exposed what I talk about. I talk about the elitist groups and cliques that basically just run this whole damn racing world. It ain't really about the money. It's about control and power by a few people.
Yeah.
And that Ballou situation straight up showed it.
Yeah.
It straight up showed, I'm big badass Tony Stewart. He talks shit to me. Oh, watch this. Phone call. Hey, Tony Stewart don't like this. All right, suspended. Bam.
Done.
Let's throw in these other side bullshit. This is why, and this is what happened, and now you're clicking on an agreement where you can't talk bad about USAC.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you saw that. Did you not?
Yeah, I saw that. It's
Was it new from the year before?
Was it new?
Was it like a new deal? Like, was it emphasized a little more?
Yeah, probably. I mean, definitely. It definitely was. I don't know. They didn't like it.
What was your opinion on the Ballou situation? You saw it.
I don't know. I mean, I think all that.
I think Tony Stewart's the biggest hypocrite in the sport because he made it trendy for one to get out of your car. If we want to talk about the other incident he was in, he made it real trendy to get out of your car and bitch at the driver driving by. Sprint cars don't turn left. Kiss my fucking ass. Y'all turn left perfectly fine. You ain't got to be on the throttle like the excuse said. But for two, he made it famous and cool and trendy and influential to talk shit against track conditions, against series, against this, against that. He made that cool. So if anyone influenced Robert Ballou to speak up against track conditions,
it was him, yeah.
It was him.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, going back to when it was big, I mean, before all the social media stuff.
Kiss my dick.
You know,
Jack Hewitt.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that not the greatest video ever?
Well, I mean, they got a shirt. Swindell's got a shirt about it.
Yeah, I mean that's what made it big was all that all that little shit talking and all the drama that people would bring in speaking their minds and stuff. I think it interested the normal person.
Right.
It caught their interest.
Right.
Like, oh, what's going on over there? Where if everybody's I guess proper about it and kind of.
I think it's more so about status. I think it's a lot of status-driven decisions that are made. People want to feel above you now more than then.
Could be.
Back then, they didn't really care. You talk some shit. Okay, cool. We're all people.
Yeah.
Now we're professional. I think this word professional is totally fucked up a lot of shit, in my opinion. Because this professional label is nothing but saying I'm on another level than you.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something wrong, I'll just call you unprofessional because you're not what I want you to be.
Yeah.
It's really just an excuse, a scapegoat to act, in a classism way.
Yeah.
But I think that's exactly why Tony Stewart did what he did was because of Ballou, basically, didn't back down.
Yeah.
Because if Ballou says what he says and Tony Stewart says something back, it ends right there. But Ballou didn't back down. He said, no, fuck you. All right, I'll come work your track.
Yeah.
And that's it. That status was challenged. That slave didn't just take the whip and walk away. He said, no, I'm not getting him. No.
Yeah.
And when that master tells you, I'll just call up fucking Indy and Usac. All right, we'll show you a lesson. We'll teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
So I think that's more so what it is. It was the public status thing. You're not going to embarrass me. I'm the king of this.
Yeah.
It's a click.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. I think it's sad.
Yeah.
I don't know about it.
I agree.
You might get in trouble for agreeing.
Yeah.
You might want to look out. You might be banned now.
Well,
You might be banned now. You might have just got suspended. Right
there's
there
7
with that
other
comment.
sprint car series.
Oh wow! Oh, that comment may be worse right there. Wow.
No, it's
Do you think
it's sad for sure that you can't say
you can't be a human fucking being.
You can't complain.
It's anti-American.
Yeah, you can't complain.
Is it not anti-American though? Didn't these soldiers die so you could say what you want to fucking say?
Yeah.
Aren't we killing millions of people a year to protect our freedoms?
Yeah.
What? Why are they allowing that?
Yeah.
I mean, you bought your race car. They're not supplying you a race car.
Mm-hmm.
The track owners bought the tracks. They're not supplying you a track.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Guaranteeing you a points fund at the end of the year? Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So I mean, all they gotta do is take a piece of your rubber and go test it in one of those labs and say you're soaking your tires, and it's not true. I mean, I've heard that Blue Lab's really creepy, but why do you think they're doing that? What do you think it is? Is it? I guess the master do. I was saying it a second ago, almost same thing. But I mean, how do you feel as a driver not being able to just say what you want to say? And these I would call them little baby bitches on top can't handle an opinion from a human being. These little crybabies on top, like Tony Stewart and them, they just can't handle an opinion. So they're going to do this to you or do that to you based on what you say because they're too much of a pussy to handle your opinion. In my opinion, not yours, not his, not Brody Roa's. I'm calling you the pussy bitch on top, not him. I think you're a little bitch. You can't handle opinion. You're a little crybaby because you can't. You hear something that somebody may feel or think, and you just can't handle it. A man, a grown up, just okay. That's your opinion. Fine. Here's mine.
I mean, everybody's gonna have an opinion. You're not gonna like everybody's opinion, right? But you're telling people to not say them, and
But now they're saying we'll take action on you for your opinion.
Yeah.
To hell with the dead soldiers, the freedom, the American pride, all this shit don't matter. Where you sat or whatever. We have the authority to throw all that away, your human right, and we'll take action if we don't like what you say.
Yeah.
Boy, it's a plantation. You're the G word. Once again, grassroots racer. That's all you are.
Yeah. I think there is a difference, in stating your opinion and saying what you think about something and, talking shit on the track. You don't want to talk. I mean, there's there's so little support to sprint car racing right now, I think, that you don't want to talk bad on something, but you should be able to say, your opinion. You don't want to ruin it to the people that are, kind of on the edge.
I'm just saying, if you put these rules on Jack Hewitt, that never happens.
Yeah.
That develops drama.
For sure.
You call the flagman kiss my dick and all that, but people may show up next week to see what happens between that flagman and Jack Hewitt.
That's what I said. Yeah, I mean the drama is the conflict is going to get the interest of normal people.
Racing is an entertainment sport. I mean, and people get mad at me for when I'm critical of these racers or whatever when they call them gods, and then like Christopher Bell runs 10th at Knoxville in a weekly race. I mean, they're just showing us when they get in these sprint cars, when these Supermen get in sprint cars, that they're just average. You can't out-dollar someone. You can't put a TR. You can't have a Keith Kunz advantage in these cars because so many people can afford them, work on them, and know how to get it done. I get critical of them and even some racers that have things going on, and I just get destroyed. I mean, people hate it, horrible. I got to drive across the country to meet them face to face, and they don't even show up because of little bitches. Now, nobody's really been talking crap about me ever since that happened because apparently everybody, I guess they're scared now. They're like, well, if I can say the wrong thing, he might be at my door next week, So they're not talking shit anymore, or they're getting me kicked out at Indiana's little go-kart track by police. But that's the element of sports that we don't have. Like NBA, if NBA has, ESPN has tons of critics of LeBron James. This is somebody who's told the best. Yeah. And if he misses a damn free throw, people are tuning in the next morning to see what this ESPN guy may be saying, talking shit about him. Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady, you got people saying he's overrated, saying he ain't that great. We are so, and it's back to advertisers, it's right back to money. We're so dependent on trying to get $1 from somebody that we are ass kissing ourselves to death. In media especially. Nobody wants to be critical or say they didn't like this or didn't like that, because then that guy may not like me and I may not be able to do some video for him for $250, or I may not be able to or we may not be able to sell him this media package deal. He may not want me to make his websites anymore. They're thinking about that. That's why they're being all kiss ass and let's set you up, make you feel special. They don't want to put on the actual honest truth about it, a critical commentary to things, even though it may be wrong. I think that's somewhat why some of my videos have even got popular, is because I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. A lot of people are just shutting their mouth for the benefit of the dollar bill. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if I'm allowed to agree.
I don't know if you are allowed to agree. I've said a lot of shit here in the last 15 minutes about some people you're involved with.
No, yeah, that's everybody's. I'll definitely agree. Everybody's money driven now for $1 or $2, and it's that's what gets you somewhere right now is having dollars, and kind of I don't know what to say on that one.
It's over now. It's just over now. So
I've been fired a long time ago for couldn't speak my opinion at a racetrack.
What now? Hold on. We need another chair. What did you say?
So I've been fired a long time ago by him if I would have been able to tell my opinion.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what? You're basically you're Robert Ballou now, or what?
He is.
You can't speak your mind?
Oh no.
Oh, I thought you said I thought you said he would have fired you.
No, he talks shit on me all the time.
At the track?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tells me I'm fucked up.
Qualifying last night?
Well, I mean, I think that's why some of the stuff I've said about these drivers negatively, and I don't know how they actually feel about it, but I would assume that they feel like, well, finally somebody didn't kiss my fucking ass.
Yeah.
Finally somebody told me a little truth. Because you got to think, some of these people with all this money and or related to whatever driver and all this, and there's some big name and they've had this deal, this money, this backing, people are kissing their ass 24/7 trying to get $1 or Snapchat from them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just trying to kiss their ass to suck off of them.
Yeah.
So I think when I come out and say some of the things I say about them, It's like, well, finally, somebody ain't kissing my ass.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they get jealousy from like you or another racer or something. People hating on him. He's just got the hookup.
Yeah.
I think people are just kissing too many people's asses for like I said, the dollar bill, trying to be a part of it, click or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Lenny's at Chili Bowl, but
yeah.
you see some stuff go down there. But have you ever
I've
been to the
Lenny's?
Lenny's?
No.
You've heard of it?
Oh wait, no, I might have been there once.
Motel 6.
Yeah, I think I went there once. A few years ago.
Things get crazy Chili Bowl week.
That's a different week.
What do you mean? That look you just gave me. What's a Chili Bowl story you got? What or is it legal? Are you able to legally talk about it?
I don't know if I remember it.
Oh well, that's very possible. Do you remember what people told you the next day or what?
No, man. Chili Bowl, that's shit. You want to have a good time? Go to Chili Bowl.
What's no story? No legal stories?
No.
Cloud9 involved?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
The audience could tell about Cloud9.
Oh god.
Good time.
Derek Hagar, bro. It was a sad year.
Yeah.
You remember the Derek Hagar where he got shot by the drive-by shooting?
Oh yeah.
You heard about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people you see in Cloud9. It's like, I didn't think this dude would be in here.
No.
I just changed my opinion of this guy.
Right.
It was like, man, I used to respect his ass. I didn't know he'd be throwing hundreds of dollars of bills at just ugly ass, stripper with eggs and legs till 4 a.m. and shit. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
I go in
when
there.
They come up to you and say, "You want to dance? You better get it before breakfast."
Oh god, eggs and legs till 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out.
I'm out. I've went a few times because the groups go.
Mm-hmm.
I just say no. There's nothing over a 6 in there. I'm out.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
You got to be
over
drunk.
6 or 6 teeth.
Same thing almost. Same thing almost. So, what are you gonna do this year? Are you Yamaha in America? Or are you trying to sell that little dirt tracker deal they made, or what?
Oh yeah.
What's the deal with that? I know they did the little Paris exhibition race. You know what I'm talking about?
The go-kart thing?
No,
those
deal.
things.
Well, they discontinue them already?
I don't know what those are. No.
You don't know what those are. I thought it was a good opportunity to finally get.
I forgot
Here's
about
the
those
biggest
things.
damn.
I forgot
exactly.
about those things.
Yeah, they spent all that money and now
It's
you
like
never
an
hear of
oval
them.
track dune buggy or
Yeah.
something.
Well, that's what you would. Some people see a sprint car and think it's some kind of weird tractor that fucked a dune buggy.
Everybody sees these things and goes, "Is that a dune buggy?"
Well, see, and back in the '80s, they knew exactly what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Because it was on their television and
Yeah.
everything. The diversity of
yeah.
racing was way better back then. But what? Come on, you gotta have some response to that.
To what?
What we?
The-
Yeah.
To the Yamaha thing?
Yeah. What about it? I thought it was a good opportunity to finally get some financing. I think that's really one of the big deals that kills us. Is that over there is cash only.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people who have 40 grand cash laying around, or 30, or 20, or 10, or 5,
Yeah. No,
or
definitely
2,
not. Yeah.
or 1.
Yeah.
I think it's
$1.
like 85% of America has less than $600 in emergency funding, laying around.
Yeah.
Most everybody's week to week, and we're in a sport that's cash only. Financing is not in existence.
No, you can't do that.
That's what that one dirt racer deal had a little bit. That maybe a little hope is that you could have financed one of those.
Yeah, and I don't know what they were going to cost or whatever, but I mean, that I don't think it was. I don't think it was the greatest oval track, dirt track car, but I think it would have been good for, maybe develop it a little bit, and the average person maybe could afford it instead of going and buying a razor to take out to the desert. They could have gone and done that.
I think that's why razors are taking off like they are. Financing, man.
$25,000 razor to take out to the desert.
Well, you don't have to buy a $25,000 razor. All you have to do is go down and give $250 down.
One easy payment a month.
Yeah.
You can go to the desert.
You can't do that with that. You
No.
can't do that with that. And that's just the beginning. That trailer out there. I mean, I think you could finance a trailer, but
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
the truck, finance the truck, but you can't finance these fucking race cars,
No.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we got to do there? What's the situation? Do we just
I don't know.
SOL?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
there's no real true financing of a 410 engine.
No.
Or you could probably finance a chassis.
Yeah.
Maybe. The problem is
they might be able to do that. You know, I mean,
it's just there's no insurance.
Yeah, there's
you got
nothing,
insurance on a Razor still.
Yeah, there's nothing guaranteeing that.
What do you think about that? It even ties into that Ballou situation. That tracks are intentionally going hard and slick for insurance. That's what I've heard a lot lately. That it's insurance costs. They're trying to back the speeds down.
That might be bigger back
East,
heading east there. Right. Yeah, but I don't think it's. I haven't heard that out here.
No,
really at all. So, all our stuff is. I don't think the tracks have changed much in the last 10 years out here. So, but we haven't had any real big incidents out here for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
When was the last time anything went wrong?
Shit, I can't remember.
The guy who went out the park at Paris, I guess that was the biggest one.
Yeah.
So nobody.
Yeah, but
no
that wasn't made a
fatalities?
big deal because
you've had there's been nobody get hurt out here in California.
No, not that I can think of right now. No.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
If you think about it, there's been a lot of people get hurt across the country.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So, nothing around here recently.
So where are you going to run at the rest of the year? What are you going to do?
Do the SCRA deal again in southwestern Arizona. But we built this car over here to go to Knoxville. So we'll go hit Knoxville in Indiana Sprint Week and that'll close out our year. And we'll just run our 410 stuff out here and make that. Our plan is to take that thing to Knoxville. Hopefully leave it back there somewhere. There's one race at Paris between Knoxville and Indiana Sprint Week that we'll come home for. That hopefully I can find something to bolt the seat in, and that way we can just leave our stuff out there. And not, the last few years we've been driving to Knoxville and then driving home for a week and driving back to Indy. It's like, that adds I don't know, 45 hours of driving. So.
Right.
It'd be nice to leave it out there and find something out here, but that's our plan this year. Same thing we've done the last couple of years, just adding on the Arizona stuff.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get the hell out of here. Is there any sponsors you want to give a shout out to or anything like that, or?
Yeah, HD Industries, of course. That's beautiful shop we're sitting in.
I know, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah, this is their property. So they got a main building down the street here that they do all their business out of. They kind of use this for their trucks.
So you're like their side gig.
Yeah, and they store their toys here too. So they gave us this area of the shop, and it's they came on 2012. So we would have been done about 5 years ago, probably 6 years ago if it wasn't for them. But
it's hard to get any kind of help. It's not cheap for any kind of space in the West Coast.
No, definitely not.
You want a door with a closet in it. You need $1,500 a month.
Yeah. I mean, they got us out of our my parents'. I guess it's a 2-car garage. But we'd have to when we go out and work on the car, we'd have to take everything out of the garage so we can walk around the car, work on the car, and then roll it all back in when we were done. So that kind of bumped up our operation here a little bit, with them coming on. But
that's it? That's the only one you got helping you?
No. Burris Racing, Biker Bruce Fisher, Normal Leonard, Lee Leonard, NGK Spark Plugs, and then CSI Suspension, Maxim Racing Chassis, and
the guy over there.
Yeah, and then of course, all my family and that guy over there that's been hanging out here, yawning for the last hour or so.
I know it's been horrible, hasn't it? It's been boring, right?
Daily life.
Oh, daily life around him.
Yeah.
You could have warned me before I came over here. No, I'm just
No, that guy works his ass off. So him, it's another guy we couldn't have done it without for sure. Zach and Joe and my dad and my wife and my mom and all our family, my grandpa and uncle, and it's been a family operation since day one with this deal. And then we got all these people like HD and Burris and Bruce and all those guys that have been along.
You said wife earlier or something like that.
Yeah.
She let you get off the leash every now and then and go race.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. It wears her out every few weeks, but she'll go for about a day and be all pissed off at me, and then it's good.
You're just used to it. It's like a swing for you.
Yeah. No, it's good. She's awesome. She she didn't even know what racing was before she met me. So
that's the story out there.
So she's come around. She loves it. She's part of the racing family. You can call it now. So it's she's awesome.
All right. I guess we'll let you go here. It was nice having you on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for
So we'll maybe get you on it
town
again one of these days when you win something one day.
Yeah.
Get a little trophy.
Oh,
You have any little trophies?
I think
Go grab that
right
bitch.
there.
Go grab this trophy. Show this one off before we let you go. He's running to that trophy, boy. That's hey.
This is from last weekend.
Uh-oh.
That's why it's still sitting over there.
Oh.
You could grab the state. That one's bigger than that one.
What's that?
That state's sitting on the wall back there.
Well, you got another one?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This one's cool here.
Oh, nice. The California.
Almost is Indy.
Nice. You ain't got it hung up. You got it on the damn floor.
Man, we've been busy.
Man, whatever. All right, we'll see y'all next time here on Let's Talk About It with Chaz Thompson. There's the awards. There's Brody Roa. We'll see you next time here on Dirt Track State of Mind.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Kicked out by the cops and police, by the family elitists, increasing the trust and the famine to tell the damn truth and secure the damage. Let me tell you. Yeah, they tell me I should talk about it. Oh, come on.